In this video, I'm going to share with you why I decided to swap Facebook for YouTube to grow my business and at the same time found my voice. I could have said tribe there or audience at the end of that sentence because really all three apply, or even self because I can see, feel and hear the real me coming out. I've been running my business on Facebook for several years now, using it as a way to tell people what I do and sell my print-on-demand training courses. Whereas I've only been doing YouTube for 15 weeks and I can already see the growth, the encouragement, the possibilities, the potential. So yes, I'm adding links to my existing courses where relevant, and some of you have jumped into them, which is great, and I hope you're learning a lot from them. So why am I so enamoured with YouTube and so frustrated with Facebook? I don't want to be too harsh here on good old Facey, because after all said and done, it's the best place for me to host groups where I can keep everybody updated and also where people can interact with each other. That's great. And also I'm a big fan of Facebook ads, so I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. I also would love to take my Facebook account back to its original roots to stay connected with family and friends. It has been overtaken by the need to get my business message out there, even though it gets lost in all that noise and chaos. So Facebook isn't working for me on a professional or a personal basis. And so I want to share with you why my business head, and also my heart too, are pushing me towards YouTube. That last one actually is so obvious, but it's something I've only just realised. First, let's talk about algorithms, and I can almost hear you groan, shouting at the screen, but algorithms run the show on YouTube too. Okay, I grant you that. But with YouTube, we know there are steps that we can take to influence things. We can create an eye-catching thumbnail that creates curiosity. Well, do our best at least. We can play around with our titles to engage potential clickers. We can add keywords. We can add links to our descriptions without the fear that the algorithm will penalise us for it and hide our content. And we know that the longer viewers watch our content, the more YouTube will put it in front of people. With Facebook, we have very few pointers like this. As someone who runs a business via Facebook, it feels like we're constantly being made to feel like we shouldn't be there. We build systems around the functions on there, and then suddenly there's an update and pivotal elements disappear. For example, no longer being able to use third-party apps in groups. Suddenly, trainings and tutorials where screen sharing was absolutely necessary became a no-no. Well, except for that one little hack, that little workaround. But no doubt that's soon going to get plugged up, and it's a proper faff anyway. Again, I'm new to YouTube and I'm quite aware that updates and changes happen here too, and are probably equally frustrating. But the feeling here in YouTube, the atmosphere, is that content creators are valuable. Keeping them happy matters, and happy content creators make more content, which leads to more views from more people. The first couple of weeks on here, I felt like I was going to get found out, like I was doing something wrong, and that at any moment the game would be up. It was that weird, it's too good to be true feeling. That hasn't happened. I've settled down a bit now, and the rose-tinted spectacles have faded a bit. But I'm sharing my content and people are watching and liking, subscribing and commenting. Great. Actually, this is a really good point. If you haven't already, then please do subscribe, like, comment, etc. Thank you. I'm more guarded with what I add to Facebook. Maybe it's knowing that people who know me personally are seeing my posts and adding their 2 cents worth. It feels more personal, and for me to speak freely about my business, that's not always ideal. We have to remember that that's how Facebook began. A social site for personal connections. It just happens that by having all of those connections, it has become a hunting ground for businesses like mine. And it feels from our point of view that actually we're still not really that welcome. Unless we're running paid ads, of course. Then there's the ick factor. Sometimes people are nice and sometimes people are not. Maybe I'm paranoid, but often the comments are rather pointed and sometimes they're downright toxic. When we post on Facebook about a win, there are usually lots of lovely congratulatory comments, but I've received my fair share of mean ones too. Ones where any success I've had and shared about has triggered somebody. Comparisonitis is massive on Facebook. It's easy to see someone's perfect life, job, house, car, partner, children, friends, business, life, and feel inadequate or annoyed that they're showing off. And that means that now, a lot of the time, I won't say anything at all. I'll keep my wins to myself. I keep my struggles to myself too, because I feel stifled. On the other hand, here on YouTube, we're inspired by successful content creators. We openly watch their videos and comment with messages of support, gratitude and encouragement. Attitudes are somehow different. Yes, you do get the odd weirdo commenting something random from time to time, and I'm probably inviting that here. Please don't if you're thinking about it. And not everyone will always agree with you, but on the whole, we want to learn from them to try to pick up what makes them succeed. We don't think they're too big for their boots or whine about them. In my fledgling YouTube content creator career, I felt a huge amount of camaraderie and a sense of we're all in it together. I can shout about my wins and my successes. I'm even sharing my journey as a new YouTuber on the road to monetization, the good and the bad. I don't think I could be so open on Facebook. I suspect one reason for this difference is mostly to do with YouTube being more of a search engine and less of a social media site. But it is a social space where people from all over the world come together. And here's the kicker. Is it because when it comes to our businesses on Facebook, it feels like we are selling something that people are either going to buy from us or otherwise buy from our competitors, and we can see it happening? Is it this sense of lack, this limitation, that makes the difference? Is that why when I see someone in my field doing well, it makes me want to shrink? If so, I need to give myself a jolly good talking to, because the fact is, there's enough business out there for all of us. It's not just one pie, and once it's been portioned out, there's no pie left. Here on YouTube, we are only sharing information. If someone watches your video, it doesn't stop them watching someone else's. It's not an either-or situation. We can all thrive. There's room for everyone. Sure, I link my training courses to relevant videos, and yes, I love it when people buy them. And they do get access to my free Facebook group for ongoing support, training and tips. So I fully intend to keep Facebook running for that purpose in the background. So please don't think I'm biting that hand that's been feeding me. Aside from the groups, I am looking forward to returning my Facebook account to that personal use for which it was originally intended, as my focus shifts more and more towards YouTube for helping more and more people with print on demand. I'm fortunate, though, to count most of my students and clients as friends now anyway, so I'll be able to keep them and those relationships flourishing. So how do you find Facebook and YouTube compare? Are you thinking of starting a YouTube channel and wondering if it's for you? If so, watch this video next to see why I believe there's space for all of us here and that we all have knowledge, skills and experiences to share, educate and entertain.